Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And that breaking news is coming from the trial of former police officer Derek Chauvin. As you've been watching with NBC special coverage, the jury has reached a verdict in the case surrounding the death of George Floyd. We're waiting for that verdict to be read in court. We're expecting it around 4:30 in about a half hour from now. Kimberly Gill's in the newsroom monitoring the case. And Kim, it was very quiet until about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's right, Jason. Good afternoon to you. Sometimes during deliberations, jurors will send a question to the judge or ask to review evidence. And we didn't see any of that from this jury. But about 20 minutes ago, as you said, we found out that there is indeed a verdict. We expect it will be delivered at, between 4:30 and 5. And you will see it right here on Local 4 when that happens. Security around the courthouse is very tight, as you can imagine, with state troopers coming in from at least 2 other states. Jurors were deliberating on 3 separate charges. We'll remind you of those. The most serious of second-degree unintentional murder carries up to 40 years in prison, though it's unlikely Chauvin would get the maximum as a first-time offender if convicted. Today, President Joe Biden took the unusual step of commenting on the possible outcome and has been in touch with the Floyd's family.
They're calling for peace and tranquility, no matter what that verdict is. I'm praying the verdict is the right verdict, which is, I think it's overwhelming in my view. I wouldn't say that unless the jury was sequestered now, not hear me say that.
You can hear the president saying he's only commenting because the jury is sequestered. Just yesterday, the judge chastised government officials, such as Congresswoman Maxine Waters, for making public comments on the case, saying that could give Chauvin grounds for an appeal. So now we know that the verdict has been reached. We will take you to Minneapolis whenever the jury is ready to make their decision public. Right now, they're gathering everybody in the courtroom. And as I said, the verdict should be read around 4:30, between 4:30 and 5. So stay with Local 4 and click on Detroit.com to hear the decision. For now, we'll send it back to you, Jason.
All right, Kim. Yeah, we will be back here, and we will stay with this all the way through. Thanks, Kim. Sure. Joining us now, I want to bring in Local 4 legal expert Neil Rockhind for a little perspective on this. And Neil, thanks for joining us. I get the sense this is a quick verdict in a case like this. Do you agree with that? And what does it mean when a jury comes back this quick with a verdict?
I think it's a relatively quick verdict. I think there are. From the O.J. Simpson case, of course, we saw a 4-hour deliberation over a year-long case. I think given the amount of evidence that was produced in this case and the amount of information that was presented, I think the amount of deliberations, the length of deliberations in this case speaks. I think the jury did not want to come back right away. This is all just reading the tea leaves, of course, Jason, but they don't want to come back right away, but I suspect when they went into the jury room, they had a fairly good idea of what they were going to do. They deliberated long enough that they felt like they had covered the evidence. But given the issues, the fact that they reached a verdict is really impressive. A lot of folks had predicted a hung jury given the gravity of these issues and the historical difficulty in convicting police officers in similar cases. And the fact that the jury reached a verdict within a day or so of being discharged, I think the prosecutors are rubbing their hands, anticipating a favorable outcome for them.
Okay, you answered that there at the end. How do you think the prosecution did making its case in this?
I think they were methodical. I think that they presented a compelling case. I think in some ways they were able to introduce some evidence that hasn't normally been introduced in some of these cases. They've had the police department in this case did not form that thin blue line. We saw police officer after police officer side with the state and testify against Derek Chauvin, saying that he was not acting as a reasonable police officer would. And I think that the state did an excellent job cross-examining the defense witnesses that were called. This was as difficult a defense case as could be for a variety of reasons, but the prosecution really pressed forward and I think put on a very impressive case.
Yeah, we will see how that plays out here in just a few minutes. Neil Rockhind, our Local 4 legal expert, thank you for the perspective, Neil. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Let's switch gears now. The other story you've been talking about, maybe you turned and saw this outside the window today. It's April 20th. You might know that as well. And it's snowing out there, already falling all over Metro Detroit. Some of you could see a few inches within the next few hours. Let's get over to Ben Bailey. I'll let him walk us through all that bad news. How's this going to play out, Ben?
Well, if you're observing 420, I just want to tell you this is real, what you're seeing outside your window. And yes, that snow got an early start on us. But even though we're getting some returns that are north of 8 Mile, a lot of this stuff is pretty weak. In fact, just flurries generally. But where those visibilities are less than 1.5 miles, normally we would see accumulation. Although temperatures are still above freezing, still could be some significant visibility reductions on the roads tonight. So keep that in mind for folks that are going to be driving, especially during the evening commute. Snowfall forecast should keep the 3-inch totals south of us, but you can see that we will get some accumulation here in the southern end of the state. And coming up, we'll look at that in your 4-zone forecast. The cold is going to last longer than the snow. Freeze warnings in effect tonight through 8 a.m. on Thursday. And we're talking temperatures in the 20s and wind chills in the teens. We'll be more specific on all of this in just a few minutes. Jason.
All right, Ben, and we have you covered all night and tomorrow morning. Wake up with Local 4 News today. Brandon Rue and Paul Gross will have the updated forecast, and Kim DeGiulio will be watching the roads. It all starts at 4:30 a.m. Now to the coronavirus. Governor Whitmer facing a new controversy in the middle of this surge. Let's start with the new numbers. The state is reporting more than 5,200 new cases in the past 24 hours. And here's some encouraging signs. The 7-day positivity rate has fallen again to 13%. Just a few days ago, it was close to 20%. However, another 85 Michiganders have died from the virus. The city of Detroit has been expanding vaccine clinics. Hank Winchester is covering that part of the story for us.
I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank. The city of Detroit making it easier than ever before for you to get vaccinated. No appointment necessary. Not only here at the TCF Center, but at community centers and high schools all over the city of Detroit. We're going to show you how things are going today and provide all the information you need to know to get safely vaccinated. That's coming up today live at 5 o'clock. Back to you.
All right, Hank, now to the controversy. Michigan's Republican Party says it's trying to hold Governor Gretchen Whitmer accountable for some previously undisclosed travel outside the state. Last night at 11, I told you about her trip to see her sick father, reportedly in Florida. Today, several Republicans raised more questions about the trip and its fairness.
We do not take issue with the governor wanting to visit a family member. What we take issue with is that she's doing this at the same time that she's telling Michiganders, you can't see family members. At the same time, and over the past 14 months, when family members have been locked out of hospitals and nursing homes and denied the opportunity to see their loved ones when they were sick and they were in their final days.
These GOP lawmakers also asking for more specifics about the trip from the governor. She just spoke out during an interview with the Washington Post about this, saying her father is a very private person and she was a daughter visiting a parent who needed a little help.
Well, it's maddening because a lot of these same people would accuse me of not having family values if I didn't show up when a family member needed some help, right? It was a 2-day trip. I wasn't out partying in Miami. It's a very different situation than what they're portraying. And I think, unfortunately, in this environment, it seems like people are more focused on scoring political points than actually doing the work to keep people safe.
There is more to this story from the governor and the other questions Republicans are posing. We'll have more of that controversy tonight at 5. We continue to follow the breaking news out of Minneapolis, where the jury has reached a verdict in the murder trial of Derek Chauvin. The former Minneapolis police officer is charged with murder and manslaughter in the death of George Floyd. The verdict is expected to be announced around 4:30 Eastern Time. We will carry it live right here on Local 4 and click on Detroit.com. And we'll be right back.
There's snow in the forecast tonight,
and we're working through the night to keep you informed.
And how will it affect your commute?
Find out tomorrow morning on Local 4 News Today.